Makeup? Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Pablo from the Noob in the Nowhere podcast and Crioja Camp Outfitters. Today we're doing a gear review, and it's about the Senchi Designs Lark Alpha Hoodie. This thing is sick. Come along. Okay, so what makes this thing so interesting? It's the Polar Tech. So the design of this is meant to be the lowest weight to warmth ratio, okay? Now, I discovered it, little backstory here, when I heard about the Melly hoodie by Melanzana. Everyone talks about this in Colorado. It's like a big deal. It's supposed to be the best sort of backpacking, ultralight hoodie you can wear for warmth. They're impossible to get. They don't actually sell them online. You have to go to Leadville, Colorado, up in the middle of the mountains to their store. You need an appointment. It's a huge deal. In my deep dive, trying to find something that was comparable to the Melly, I found this company, Senchi Designs. Okay, so let's get into the details. The concept of this garment is that it's meant to be a mid-layer fleece, okay? So you basically use it underneath something else, hypothetically. I actually use it all the time with nothing over it, and I love it that way. I'm 5'8" and a half and about 148 pounds, and I wear the medium. All of these hoodies come in unisex. This thing weighs 5 ounces. That's like more than half of the weight of all the competitors, basically. So Fayette Chill's hoodie is 14 ounces. The Melanzana mid-layer is around 10, so that's double. And Patagonia's R1 zip neck is 10 ounces. The R1 Air is 12 ounces. So you can see this thing is just super lightweight. And when you're wearing it, it doesn't feel like you're wearing anything, which is why I really like it. It's almost like it's like weightless, basically. The reason for that is the material that it's made out of. It's Polar Tech Alpha Direct. I'm pretty sure it's just one dude. He's really doing a really good job with this, I have to say. And the idea is that normally you would get this material inside another garment, right? It would be, you would have a back to it, you would have a front to it, and this would be in the middle. What he did was he deconstructed all of that, and he just gives you the garment with the middle section. It means that you have a lot of breathability, a lot of warmth, but no weight. I mean, you can tell. It just floats. It's kind of fun to do. Come along. It resists a lot of moisture, and it's fast drying. It's made out of 78% recycled polyester, PET. What's really interesting is they have some pretty cool certifications on this fabric. It's Oecotex certified, meaning that it's been tested for harmful chemicals, and it has none. It's also Blue Sign certified. Blue Sign eliminates harmful substances at each step of the supply chain. It certifies that textile products are safe for the environment, workers, and customers. That's direct from the Blue Sign website. So the product comes in 3 different weights, which basically means warmth levels. One's a 60, one's a 90, that's the one I have, and then the 120. The 60 and the 90 are made mainly for hiking and active use. The 120, according to the website, is made for more static conditions when you don't plan on doing a lot of work. And I would say that that one's the one that's closest to sort of a microgrid material that you would find, like the Fayette Chill hoodie, and Orvis has one, and Patagonia also, those sort of like microgrid fleeces. The 120 is probably the closest to that material. What you'll notice about the 60 and the 90 is that they're almost, in a way, see-through, which allows for that breathability that is clutch when you're hiking. You're in cold weather, but you know you're going to sweat. When that happens is you end up getting wet, and then that wet turns into cold. So the idea behind this fabric is that it lets all the moisture out so that the fabric doesn't get wet, and then you don't alternatively get cold. Okay, so I have a couple different ones here. These are both 90s, but it shows that you can get it with a hoodie or crew neck. These are both zippered. There's also one that comes without a zipper. I think the zipper's clutch because this thing's warmer than you would expect, and you end up getting hot, and the zipper just allows you to sort of breathe a bit. Some of the features on them are these elastic cuffs and the bottom. And then on the hoodie, you can also get it with pockets if you want, the kangaroo pouch. I opted for not to put it in there because personally, if I'm using this as a layer, having another piece of cloth there is just annoying and bunchy. So I would prefer to just have it straight like this, and I've been using it to much success thus far. So a couple other features are it has a balaclava hood that's like made anatomically so that it covers you all the way up. And the sleeves are gusseted under the arm, so it really tucks in kind of nice and tight, so it keeps a lot of warmth in when you're wearing it. You might be wondering, are there other companies that make a product similar to this? And there is one that I found, there might be more now, and it's called Farpoint. And again, it's the exact same material. This is actually a 60, I believe, so it's lighter. But they don't do any of the extra stuff like the elastic cuffs. It's basically just something that is meant to be worn underneath as a layering piece. What's cool about the Senchi is that it's actually something that you can wear as your like outer layer, even to just like cruise around town. Whereas I feel like this just looks kind of weird. It just doesn't have any of the finish or anything that would make you want to wear it like as your top layer. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll put this one on and then I'll put the Senchi over it, and that sort of becomes my cold weather solution. Okay, now washing and care. This is a big one because there's a very unique perk to the Senchi that also did not come with another competitor that I'd shown previously, and that's that they give you a little pack bag for your Senchi. And this is for a couple different reasons. The main reason, according to their website, is that all these fabrics that are synthetic have microplastics, and when you wash these things, those microplastics get into the water and they ultimately end up into the water source or the ocean. And so basically, for ecology's sake and for protecting the planet, if you wash it in this little thing, the microplastics get stuck in the bag and it's much better for the environment. The other great thing about this thing is that you can pack your Senchi and just throw it in a bag. So this thing's been great. It really gets small. I mean, I can hold it in my hand. It gets even smaller if you like tight roll it. But it's really nice. Obviously, I like it, but let's get into an actual review and go through what I do like about it and what I don't like about it. I have used it for over a year now, so this is not like some random test. Also, I'm not sponsored by Senchi. I would say 95% of my review is that I like it. I mean, I've been obsessed with this thing, and like I said, I put it really through its paces. I have worn it in Chicago, Illinois, in the Catskills in New York City, upstate New York, California, Argentina. I mean, it's been well traveled, and I've used it in multiple scenarios and also traveling. It's actually like really practical as like your like airport plane solution because it's so lightweight and packable. Okay, so where this thing really sings, I think, is like between the 45 and 55 degree Fahrenheit sort of mark. Like that's where I'm like, this is my go-to hoodie. I use it on top and I've worn it all over the city. If it's on the lower range of that, that's when I start layering it with something underneath, which is a lot of the times that other 60L Alpha Polar Tech version. As far as fit goes, like I said previously, it's unisex and it fits pretty true to size. I would say it's exactly what you would expect sizing wise out of a unisex garment. It fits tight, but not really everywhere, if that makes sense. Like I said, it has those gusseted sort of underarms, so it's tight here, but there's like a little bit more room and it's loose on the body. It's also stretchy, which really helps as well. So, and I think that's what makes it versatile, where if it didn't have stretch, it would be kind of hard to layer things underneath it and then also wear it without anything underneath it. But because it has that stretch, you can kind of tweak where it gets used in your sort of hiking, fishing, outdoor solution. All right, the other pro that I like about this thing is its price point. Currently, right now, it's at $95, and that's a lot of money for a hoodie. But I don't know if you guys have noticed, hoodies are really expensive now. All of a sudden, in the last 15 years, they went from 20 bucks to like 300. And I still don't really understand why. But this one sits at a comfortable 95. It's fairly priced. If you compare it to any sort of big brand, sort of technical hoodie, you're going to be paying over 100 bucks. So it's a really good deal. If you want to get the kids hoodie, that's $60. So even that also, compared to like some technical brand hoodie, is not that bad. Now, let's get into the cons. Its main problem is that it's very snag prone. You cannot wear this bushwhacking or you will just be caught up in the bushes the entire time. So when I wear it fishing, I'm usually doing like some sort of meadow stream scenario where there's not a lot of brush and it's mainly grass. Even tall grass would snag a little bit because it's not really meant to be a layer that's outside. It's a layer that's in the middle of two fabrics historically. One thing that I was really interested in was seeing how it would react when it gets wet. I think that that's probably the one thing that it's not good at, is deflecting rain or being some sort of like water repellent layer. But that's not the point of it, and it was never meant to be like that. That's why you have a rain jacket, so you wear a rain jacket over it. Having said that, when it does get wet, it dries like so fast. It's crazy how fast this thing dries, to the point that when I wash it, I don't ever put it in the dryer. I just hang dry it, and like within 10 minutes, the thing is just completely dry. It's nuts. And the last con, which again goes to sort of the purpose of this piece of clothing, is it is not wind resistant at all. In fact, wind comes through because it's kind of a light mesh. And that's the point. That's how you dry yourself. You want the air to get in also. So again, if you're going to be in the wind or in rain, you're going to want to wear a layer over this and have that sort of be your warmth layer underneath. But even still, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing because it was never really designed to be some wind jacket in the first place. So that's what you have for the cons. Not very many. Three cons. And the pros, the list is just goes on forever. Okay, so if I had to give this thing a rating, which of course I do, I'm going to give it a whopping 4.7 out of 5. Now, to be fair, I will never give anything a 5. That little window between 4.7 and 5 is completely unreachable and it will never be touched. So 4.7 it's really high. It's really, really high. Okay, if you want to get this thing, you can go to www.senchi, that's SENCHI designs.com, senchidesigns.com. Tell them we sent you. We get nothing for that, but maybe they'll be cool and they'll send us a hoodie. May needs one of these too, so she's working the camera right now. We need to get her hooked up, so there you go. But yes, highly recommended. If you want it, go to the site, get one, and let us know what you think in the comments. I've been wearing this thing for a while, and I truly have fallen in love with their stuff. As always, please like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this review. We're making these for you guys, and we're having a good time doing it, but we also want to know that you're having a good time watching it. If you're into fly fishing, check out our podcast, the Noob and the Knower podcast. It's all about how to fly fish from zero to hero, and we're on season 3 now, so we've gotten pretty deep into the weeds. It's with Lance Egan, who's a world-class fly fisher. He is on Fly Fishing Team USA, and he's an all-around Jedi when it comes to fly fishing. And finally, if you are looking for a sustainable tourism trip to South America, check out Criollo Camp Outfitters. That's Criollo, CRIOLLO, campoutfitters.com. And it's a new company that I started with my friend who's a guide in South America. And he has 16 operations down there. And we're trying to level the playing field and make travel to South America much more accessible to the public and not just something that you can do if you have billions of dollars. I don't think you'll be disappointed. There's some crazy options, and we try and help out each and every one of our customers to have a bespoke, very cool experience. All right, that's all I got. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. We'll have a lot more coming to you soon. And yeah, if you like the Senchi, go out and grab it. Until the next one, cheers.